Ugh, caterpillar on me. Oh, so glad that didn't get to my neck. Okay, if you're here, you're probably interested in rent to rent, or you've been following me for a while, so here's why I think you should listen to me. So yeah, I've done a few deals, I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money on my program. We know what we're doing when it comes to rent. And if you haven't watched this video, this only happened a couple of months ago, where I was set a challenge, like what can be achieved from a newbie's perspective, and see what I can achieve within 7 days. Absolutely go and watch that if you haven't already. But let's not forget, I was once in your shoes, a complete beginner. I was an engineer working in a factory, the same factory from school to the age of 32. Back in the prison, driving to work this morning, thinking we really need to appreciate what we've got at the moment. This is the process, isn't it? The property process. You stick with it, you will become successful. Today I've actually loved coming to work because I know for a fact I will be out of here someday. And I will look back on this and think, God, you remember when I used to go through that swipe gate every single day, 6 a.m, sometimes until 10 p.m. Yeah, it made me smile. So yeah, I 100% have been in your shoes, and I started with absolutely no experience in property whatsoever. I got myself a mentor. They taught me rent to rent. It was a 3-month mentorship. I secured 3 HMOs in 80 days. I only had 3.5K in my account, so I had many limiting beliefs. I had my mind kind of attacking me, thinking all of these agents, you're never going to get a deal. And I just trusted the process. This is the process, isn't it? The property process. I followed the process. I've just done what I needed to do every single day. Don't get me wrong, it was tough. If you actually scroll to my oldest videos on this YouTube, so if you click the little filter and select oldest, you will see my journey. I was documenting my journey way before I even become present on social media, just because I wanted to look back one day on my own journey and be kind of, yeah, there is me. I was a complete newbie, just battling it out. So why am I telling you this? I want you to really understand that anybody can do this, as long as you put your mind to it. Set aside your limiting beliefs. Trust the process, follow instructions, do the work. Landlords are people, they're not tick boxes where you have to tick every single box. So for instance, Dan Benstead, right, yesterday secured a deal. A month ago, the agent told him, like, you won't pass referencing, you won't get this deal, your business is too new, the landlord won't accept your offer. So I said, just touch base every 3 days, just let them know that, okay, your offer still stands, I see the property still available. Fast forward a month. How I actually got accepted is the agent felt like they didn't want to let the landlord down, because it was fast approaching the kind of deadline day of HMO, right, which is technically the end of August, and they've got an offer sat on the table from someone who's exceptionally keen and ambitious, and they haven't let this property, and that's how Dan got it. They just pass the offer to the landlord and let them decide. So sometimes estate agents can be gatekeepers, like heavy referencing, and you're not getting this property. It would be let by students, but it doesn't happen. The student market is 100% changed. A group of students, there's plenty of choice now. They don't want to rent run-down looking properties. So the agent passed on the offer to the landlord and it was accepted. But a month ago, Dan was told by the agent, no, this deal won't happen. But it got through. So Dan could have just took the face value of that and be like, okay, it's not going to happen, I'll move on. Just follow the process. The property's still available, just touch base, let them know, this property's still available, are you going to get it let? My offer still stands. Dan's new. He started in December 2024, less than a year ago. There are landlords out there that need your services. One of my students, Noful, he was really struggling to be consistent with kind of getting viewings, making offers. He was more of a networking ninja. So I basically set him a challenge. I said, create 100 empty boxes, and if you don't have your first deal by the end of you ticking all of those 100 no's, I will give you your fee for the mentorship back. And what happened? He started ticking those boxes and got his first deal. And now he's actually up to 15 serviced accommodation management units. He's absolutely loving life right now. He's very busy, he's loving it. And it's all like a mindset shift. You've been non-stop working, right? And that's a traditional route, is go to work, come home, do your family stuff, go sleep, go to work, live for the weekends. A lot of people won't admit it, but the majority of people are just living for the weekends, whether you like it or not. There's nothing better than having each day as your own. I could just make this YouTube video and head to the beach, but I'm not going to because it's pissing down with rain. No one dictates what I do apart from me. So you have to be really self-disciplined with your business. If you want time freedom, then it doesn't just happen. The universe rewards people that put in the work. It's energy out, energy back in. No matter what you do, if you put in massive effort, you will be rewarded rewarded in some way, shape or form. And the reward is a rent-to-rent deal. You put in 100 no's, someone's going to say yes. It's just a law of averages. It's going to happen. And that is what people really struggle to believe, because you've never started a business, you've not got any property experience whatsoever. Why is it going to happen with you? It just will. And that is the real benefit of a mentorship as well, right? You'll come into the community and the community's epic. Everyone's like-minded. There's a lot of people inside jobs. There's a lot of people with families as well, whilst in full-time jobs, trying to build a rent-to-rent business. And you'll see someone join after you and get a deal before you. That does happen. It might take you a month to get your first deal. It might take you 4 months. You can't force a landlord to say yes. All you have to do is put in the work, go on viewings, make offers, negotiate, and then eventually one might get accepted. But if you don't put in the work, you're not going to go on viewings, you're not going to negotiate, you're not going to get deals. It's as simple as that. As long as you put in the work, eventually it happens. If you don't put in the work, it will never happen. But the real benefit of being inside of a mentorship is you see people, normal people with no property experience whatsoever, and you see them on Zooms every other night, and you're talking to them, hearing their struggles, and then bang, they get a deal. It ignites a fire in your ass. Like, okay, I've literally just watched Louise go from no property experience whatsoever, and now she's got her first deal, and she's collected the keys and contract signed, and it makes it real for you. Like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's the whole point of this video, just mind dumping on you guys. But essentially, if you're really looking into it, you have to take yourself seriously. Don't dabble. Dabblers don't get anywhere with anything. If you join the gym in January and you go once a week and you quit in February, that's dabbling. Don't dip your toe. Do the amount of research that you need to do. If this is something you seriously want to go 100% hell for leather, all in, you know, I'm going to give it my absolute best shot, you will 100% succeed. It will just be a matter of time. Doesn't matter on your experience. Consistency beats experience every single time. You just have to be pumping out those phone calls, going on those viewings, negotiating and creating offers. Next deal, next deal, next deal, next deal, next deal. Took me 24 offers, 24 property viewings, 24 offers until my very first one was accepted. At no point was I going to quit. Don't get me wrong, it was mentally tough. Driving home from work every single day, that's hard. It doesn't come easy, but I knew that all I had to do was be consistent and put in the work, and it would be a matter of time. Imagine if I quit, how many people in the future I've technically let down from them not joining a mentorship that eventually existed. Proud of myself, proud of what I've achieved, but all does just stem from one very simple thing of following and trusting the process, putting in the work. So if you're interested, do the amount of research that you need to do, follow this channel, go all in on the videos, study everything for 2 weeks. Some people sit on the fence for like months. Actually, I had a chap called Luke recently join. He's been watching me for 3 years, and I was like, you're not fed up of studying the same thing or dabbling in like information for 3 years? That's tiring. In my mind, in my opinion, that's very tiring. If I'm looking into something new or studying something, I give myself a 2-week window. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna research the hell out of this for 2 weeks, allocate all of my free time for 2 weeks. Whether it's getting a new car, you know, I'll research the hell out of it, go for a test drive, and then either write it off or go all in. Life's too short. It's so short. And if you don't think life's short, then look at other people's experiences and get a different perspective. I've had a few very close friends of mine go through trauma, and I've seen it happen, and it makes me aware of actually, yeah, life is exceptionally short. Even though it's not directly happened within my family, I know it's real and it does affect me. I have value for time, high value for time. So guys, if you are at all interested in mentorship and joining in a hell of a community, it's not just me. I've got a small team around me. We've got an amazing community. We've got the best training portal, in-depth training, all the gear, all the calculators, the contracts, the scripts, everything you absolutely need. Multiple Zooms per week with my team members. Like, the support is immense. I will come to your first property. I drive all over the UK. I'm going to see Davin this week, Stuart this week. I was trying to get to see Dan Benstead this week. I'm going to Brighton to have a coffee with a couple of mentees. I'm out there. We're the best mentorship in the UK, in my opinion. No other mentor puts in this much work with the mentees directly. Go to kennypittman.com, go on the mentorship tab, have a look at all of the details, and then you can either join the mentorship on the website or you can book a Zoom with me to find out more and dive deeper on your plan. But please, if you do book a Zoom with me, value my time, show up. Don't book a Zoom with me and leave me here waiting for you to join a Zoom, because it is me that joins these Zooms. It's not a salesman, it's not a team member, it's me. I want to meet you, I want to work with you, but I only want to work with people that are serious and committed. We can absolutely help you leave your job. Like I said, the whole point of this video is anybody can do this as long as you put in the work. And essentially what we will be teaching you is outlined in this video. If you've watched it, watch it again. If you haven't watched it, you absolutely need to go and watch this video. It shows you all of the ins and outs of rent to rent in detail, in depth. Nothing missed. So go and watch that. Take care.